What's going on, everyone? Trust the Buzz here if you're new to the channel. I make daily Charlotte Hornets content, so if that interests you, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. If you cannot tell by the thumbnail title of this video, in today's video, we're going to be talking about how the Charlotte Hornets defeated the Sacramento Kings, the second game of their road trip. They won 125-119, and at halftime, LaMelo Ball had 3 points and ended up with 23 actually. And if I were to tell you that the Hornets were going to win that game and that LaMelo Ball would score 20 points in the second half, you probably wouldn't believe me, but that is exactly what happened. Now, LaMelo didn't do it by himself, but he definitely helped out in the fourth quarter for sure. So there was a lot of guys. So I posted on Twitter. Once again, I keep plugging my Twitter just because I interact with y'all and it's quicker, like a quicker interaction than me posting a video. So make sure you go ahead. I put the link down in the description below at TrustBuzz on Twitter. But I put on Twitter my biggest takeaways, and I think it was 4, might have been 5, but I know one was I said LaMelo Ball is definitely him. It's just the fact that, you know, he takes really bad shots. I'm not even gonna lie to you. As much as I love LaMelo, takes really bad shots, and he just commits way too many fouls. And that was his problem in the first half of this game, that he just committed way too many fouls. I think he had 3 before halftime, and he finished with 6. So he fouled out. But still, the point is they still won the game. He just fouls way too much and he takes bad shots, but they go in. And when you can do that, fine. But he does need to find a way to score without taking those ridiculous shots. And he kind of was showing that in the fourth quarter. He got to the cup a couple of times, and I thought that is like a sign of what he can do, because we know that we say on this channel that he could be allergic to contact, but he definitely took some contact on his, on driving to the basket, but he converted, and that's what I like to see from him. Also, I said that Nick Richards, there's no reason Nick Richards shouldn't be starting unless you are trying to have Mason Plumlee out there, for trade bait, and that's perfectly fine with me. I don't know if that's why they're doing it. I don't know if they truly believe in Mason Plumlee. I don't know if, obviously you don't want to have him coming off the bench if you're trying to show teams how valuable he is, so it makes sense. But Nick Richards had a wonderful game. He had a double-double off the bench with 14 and 11. So I like what I saw from Nick Richards. He has really good hands, and that pick and roll with him and LaMelo, him and Teo Maledon, him with anybody, it works so well because Nick Richards is so good at catching the ball. I also said that Terry Rozier, I know he didn't play this game, but I mentioned that Terry Rozier, if he's on his team past the trade deadline, which we can talk about that in another video, but if he's on his team past the trade deadline, I think he should be in that Russell Westbrook role where he's not a starter, but he comes off the bench, runs the bench unit, and then obviously you mix him in with the starters because he is one of your better players. Now, Terry Rozier, Russell Westbrook play completely different games. However, I do feel as though that could work. Seeing Terry not out there today chucking up shots and trying to do ISO ball, I think it could really work out with him being on the bench doing that, because we know that once the starters come out, the bench really struggles to score. And a guy like Kelly Oubre, his what he does, I know it's been going well for him, but what he does, it just doesn't work with a bench unit when you're the only scorer, if that makes any sense. So we can talk kind of, really discuss that in another video. But that's personally what I think. I don't think it will happen at all, because if they don't trade him, I mean, you're paying him all that money. It's the beginning of a new contract, so they probably would start him, but that's just my opinion. And this is also like, my opinion can change over time. So this is just how I feel right now. And also, lastly, I think I love Teo. I love Teo Maledon. I think he's a really good two-way contract guy. I think he's better than that. I really would like to see him on a real contract. Thinking about the point guard position, how we came into the season with no point guards. Now we really have 3. We got LaMelo, Dennis Smith Jr., and Teo Maledon. I really like what I see from all 3 of those guys, and I like that. It's just they're all different. They all do things in their own way, but it's all effective, and all the players around them are still better. You know what I mean? Just because someone does something different, you see that, he doesn't play like LaMelo, so it's really tough for guys to kind of get used to how, like, Dennis Smith Jr. and Teo Maledon play. It doesn't matter who's at the point guard position. When they're playing well, everybody else is playing well, and I think that's going to be a key factor going into the future. But yeah, the Kings, I mean, let's not forget about the Kings. The Kings definitely did their thing as well. Sabonis had 28 and 23 and 7 assists, which is ridiculous. We gotta stop allowing so many rebounds, similar to the Jokic game. I don't really know what to do about it outside of getting a better center and boxing out. A lot of that is like they're just not boxing out that well, and I'm slouching. I don't need to be slouching, but a lot of that they're just not boxing out. To be honest, that's what a lot of rebounds come from, is them not boxing out. So they definitely need to work on that. But I'm not mad with like his point total or assist total or anything like that. Sabonis is a dog. Sabonis is a good player. So I'm not upset that he had a good game. I'm just more upset that how absurdly he had a good game with 23 rebounds. A little ridiculous. And then De'Aaron Fox, I'm not mad at his 37 points. 37 points is a lot. I would like to see better defense on him. I mean, our best two perimeter defenders, arguably Cody Martin and Dennis Smith Jr. are out, of course. But De'Aaron Fox is a very talented player. Him getting 37 kind of concerns me, but they were kind of just letting him by. And like I said, we don't have much paint protection. It's not like he's a three-point shooter. He was 2 for 5 in this game. But I think that they just need to do a better job staying in front of the fast guards. However, I will say not too many people are able to stay in front of De'Aaron Fox. That's why he's so talented. But I definitely feel like just the defense was the defense. They played more inspired today for sure. However, the defense wasn't quite where I would want it to be. But they definitely played with more fire, and it showed. And that's probably why they won the game. And then everybody else, you did a great job of kind of holding down everybody else. Malik Monk was 4 for 13. Keegan Murray had some pretty good shots, but I mean he still only had 11 points. And then I'm looking now. And Kevin Huerter was 3 for 11 and 3 for 8 from 3, which we know he torched us in the first game against the Kings. So they did a good job of just kind of, basically fixing the issues from the first game. They only shot 36% from 3, which, I mean, that's good, but normally teams shoot like 50% from 3 or 48% from 3 against us. But overall, I think the team did a really good job today. I'm proud of the boys. I mean, like I said, Nick Richards had a good game. Teo Maledon, in my opinion, had a good game. JC Thor basically earned his minutes back from Kai Jones, which Kai Jones has a lot to do defensively, just a lot to learn in general. But I do like the minutes he was getting. However, I get, putting JT Thor there. But, I mean, you really only ran 3 guys off the bench. That was Jalen McDaniels, Nick Richards, and Teo Maledon. JT Thor only had 8 minutes. So I would like to see I get it. I would just like to see more bench help just because of the fact that this team, like when you think about the starters, PJ has not been playing well. Gordon Hayward is iffy just with injuries. And just like I said, he's been looking like a shell of himself all season. However, I will say in this game, he had 19 points. So I'll take that any day of the week. And then Mason Plumlee actually didn't play too bad. I personally just like Nick Richards more for what he can do to the team. And Kelly Oubre, I've been saving him for last for a reason. He had 31 points, 12 for 25 from the field, 3 for 8 from 3, and actually 4 from 6 from the free throw line, which isn't bad at all for Kelly Oubre, and rebounded pretty well too with 9, which we know Kelly Oubre can rebound. And I like Kelly Oubre on the floor with LaMelo. To me, that Kelly Oubre looks so good today, and we know that he's looked better when LaMelo's been there, but also with Terry Rozier being out, I feel like that just helped Kelly Oubre a lot as well. Kelly Oubre is someone where I definitely know that he more than likely needs to be traded for the sake of the future of the team. He's someone I really don't want to see go. To be completely honest with you, I don't want to see Kelly Oubre go. He takes too many bad shots to an extent, But I mean, some of them go in, and then also it's just that he is very talented in so many ways. And I feel like on a real team, like on a team that's really built to win, I feel as though he can really help, and he won't chuck up shots. I feel like a lot of him chucking up his shots is kind of look where the Hornets are, and he's kind of just trying to do his best. And then also he may see the writing on the wall where he might get traded. But Kelly Oubre is someone who I don't want to really see traded, but I get it. I'm not going to be mad at it or anything. And I mean, I guess it's probably for the better for both parties. But I really like Kelly Oubre. He had a fantastic game today. Just working in the mid range, hitting his threes, not taking too many threes. He took bad shots, but at least they weren't threes. And I think he just overall did a great game. Steve Clifford, I believe, coached a pretty good game as well. But overall, I'm happy for the boys, man. Jalen McDaniels, he did his thing as well, just on the defensive end. His numbers may not look like it, but he played some pretty valuable defense in last night's game. It was a late game. I actually missed the last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter, I believe. I fell asleep. I'm sorry. But I did go back and watch, of course. Of course I'm going to go back and watch. But, yeah, overall, exciting game, and I'm excited for this team just to see. Those are the kind of wins or game. Even if we lost, that would have been a game I'm happy about. You know, despite how I feel about how I think losing is the best bet, and not even losing to lose, but lose to just get better draft odds. I think that's the best bet, but these are the type of games where if we lost, I wouldn't have been mad. Like I said, they played harder. They didn't play much better on the defensive end, but they played a lot harder. They looked like they were actually engaged into the game, and that's really all I want to see. I'm not asking these guys to put up these kind of numbers every night. All I'm asking is you go out there, try your best, and actually like mean it. And that's what happened tonight, and I'm very happy with what I saw on the court today, especially just for a young team considering more than half this roster. Like the starting line, I'm looking at the starting lineup, and most of these guys probably won't be here next year, more than likely. I think the only one that will be left is LaMelo, because you had LaMelo, Kelly Oubre, Gordon Hayward, PJ, and Mason Plumlee. So I really feel like that's it. I don't feel like any of those guys are going to be here. Maybe Gordon Hayward, maybe. And that's really contractual reasons, not really for, you know, his actual play or anything like that. But anyway, that does it for this video. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of the guys. Let me know how you felt about that game. Let me know if you were able to stay up during that game. But I'm coming out with a lot of videos. I'm getting ready to come out with a lot of videos. I've been inspired, to be honest, but my camera's about to die, so I'll tell y'all about that in another video. But I got some video ideas coming. I got new thumbnail ideas coming. It's just, I don't know, this team being bad really kind of messed with me, and being like, well, it was just rough to watch. And I would, after the game, I would be upset. But I mean, I can't do that. I love basketball. I love talking hoops with y'all. Like I said, especially on Twitter, which put the link down in the description below. I love interacting with fans who just going through what I'm going through and talking hoops. We don't always talk Hornets. We talk other teams as well. So just, you know, feel free to join the community. We love talking basketball over here. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm at 623 subscribers, so let's get that up and see how high I can get it before the beginning of the year, because next year I'm getting 1,000. I'm getting 1,000 subscribers, but it's all thanks to y'all. But once again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.